healed him. He's able to understand the world around him now, right, because of this miracle. Right? He understands how things work in a different way, right? And he's able to understand what life is all about. So he's been healed. And what happens? The Pharisees find out. And of course, again, they're still not happy, right? And they're trying to, now they've seen a few things, right? We say like every time that we have an instance of something, it becomes easier to do, right? Say the first time we've ever cracked an egg, right? When we were a young child, it was very difficult to crack. It was a big mess. And then as we got more proficient, sometimes a couple of shells would go in, sometimes we'd drop one on the floor. But as time goes on and things got easier, right? And that's the same thing for the Pharisees. They kept trying to hear about Jesus, and they knew he was getting stronger, and they understood he had more and more followers. So they were trying to trap him in different ways. They understood how he would not directly answer their questions. Right? So what do? They go to the parents, right? And they say, "Is this your son? Has he been healed? What happened?" Right? And so the parents are a little reluctant to kind of figure out why, right? They didn't really have the faith in Christ. Right? They didn't stand up and say, "Yes, this is my son. He was born, and he had no eyes, and he was blind from, and this man, he has been healed. And he was healed by Jesus." Right? They didn't have that faith to stand up to the Pharisees then. So they kind of said, "Well, yeah, he's our son, and yeah, he was born blind, but how he got healed, we're not sure. He's of age. You can ask him. He'll tell you the story." And so what does the man do, right? The blind man tells him the story once, and they're still not satisfied. And still, the Pharisees are like, "Well, how is this possible? This is impossible." Right? They know, they just confirmed this is the son, and the blind since birth. So they ask the man again. He tells them again the same thing. "Why do you want to hear this? Didn't you hear me the first time? You didn't believe me the first time. You try to believe me again. You want to be one of his disciples." Right? And of course, that sets off a little bit of a wildfire in reading there that, oh my gosh, this guy who was just blind on the side of the road, he had nothing, right? Probably he had his parents, right? But he was not a productive citizen in the town, is teaching the Pharisees, the priests of the Jewish temple, right? And calling them out and saying, "Do you want to be disciples?" So they calm down a little bit and they say, "Well, we're going to cast you out," and he gets cast out. And then Jesus finds him and they have a discussion. And he renews his faith. Right? He renews his faith in Christ. So the man that is blind represents all of humanity. Right? We're all blind in some aspects. Right? Whether it be our faith, our spirituality, our love towards others, our love for money, our love for idle thoughts, right? That is us. Each one of us has something within us that is causing blindness. And through the Gospel of St. John, we see that the light of Christ is let into these things. Because if you're blind, and of course if you're blind, sometimes you can see a little bit of light, right? You can see shadows sometimes, right? But if you have no eyes at all, right? That's why it says he was born blind. The other one just said, Jesus came across a blind man. Okay, so he was blind, but he had eyes. This man had no eyes at all. So he saw nothing. There was no light coming into his eyes. There was no shadows that he could see. And that is some of the people that we know, right? That is some of the people on earth. They have no idea who God is, who Christ is, who the disciples were, right? They are completely blind to the whole situation of life. But through Christ, right, by letting Christ enter us, by letting Christ heal us, by having baptism, by communing with God, having a relationship, coming to church, having communion, having repentance and confession, we let the light into ourselves, right? And that light grows, right? And that light takes able to even say it right to the faces of the Jewish leaders. But sometimes we're not even that faithful, right? Sometimes we don't speak out about what's right, and we don't do the right things, and we know we're doing the wrong things, and we still do. And it's not easy, right? Because as we have Christ on our side, right? Christ within us, we know that the devil is also a real force in our life. And he leads us astray. And he leads us back to our bad habits. And he leads us down paths that we don't want to go to. And at some point, hopefully, we stop.